7-1 on Friday night. It was tied at 1 through 5 innings yesterday. Then the Dodger offense absolutely went crazy with a 9-run 6th inning. Finish off the day with 15 runs. Third time this season they've scored that many. 15 runs on 17 hits. And that 9-run 6th inning, their third 9-run inning of the season, which is already the most they've had in a full season in Los Angeles. Franchise record back to 1943 in Brooklyn. They had 4 9-run innings in a season, and they got a half a season to try and set or tie and then break that record for big innings. Batting order presented by your SoCal Helpful Honda dealers. Looks like this on this sunny Sunday afternoon. Ohtani leads it off. Then Andy Pages coming off reaching base 4 times yesterday. 4 straight multi-hit games for Freddie Freeman. 3 straight games with a home run for Mookie Betts. Then it's Max Muncy at third. He's taken Michael King deep before. Tommy Edmonds off to a wonderful start, hitting close to 400 in his first 9 games this year. Kyle Tucker looks to build off of what he did yesterday, and then Alex Freeland and Chucky Robinson doing the catching instead of rushing. So it is Michael King for the Padres, who had those 7 scoreless innings against the Dodgers on May 18th. He had 7 scoreless innings against the Braves on Monday. 5 starts in between, though. He was 0-4 with a .640. That coincided with the Padres' funk, and that makes sense because if the Padres are going to be any good, Michael King has to be right at the front of this rotation.
Yeah, he's going to have to be the tone setter, and he's going to have to pitch more like he did against the Dodgers or more like he did in his last start against the Braves. You look at that start on May 18th against LA. 9 strikeouts, only 2 walks, 100 pitches. He has the worst run support in all of Major League Baseball. This is when he's going to come after you with a lot of arm side pitches. That 4-seamer, the changeup. That sinker he's going to run to the glove side, that slider down as well. Again, he's got a lot of movement, pitches a lot of east and west.
With those 7 scoreless innings against the Dodgers in May, it's now 21 consecutive scoreless innings for King against LA, who is 4-0 against in his career. 4 seasons with the New York Yankees, mostly out of their bullpen. Had a little chance to pitch in the rotation at the end of that 4th year. Padres saw that, included him as a key piece in the Juan Soto trade, and now his 3rd season with the Padres. Dodgers 4-1 on this road trip, 53-30 overall, the best record in baseball. Ohtani climbs in, and off we go with a tailing fastball for a strike. Ohtani, 2 hits, 2 runs scored yesterday. Leads the National League in on-base percentage, 2nd in the league in runs scored, and has owned Michael King in their previous matchups. He's a .420 hitter against King with 3 home runs.
1, 2, 3.
Sinker and changeup to start the at-bat. Remember last night they finished him off with a fastball right down the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he strikes him out on 3 pitches. So sinker change. That's a changeup that Michael King is throwing more than ever. Looks a lot like the sinker. It's just a lot slower.
A lot slower. It has, as you mentioned, it looks similar. A ton of run as well.
You were talking about him throwing a lot of pitches on that arm side. Those are the 2 big ones, that sinker and that changeup, that might make Michael King so good. As Andy Pages taken outside, he goes, or taking on the outside corner for strike 1. Pages coming off a good game.
Right, and see, he used that sinker just as you were talking about, but he'll use that to right-handers, throw it off the plate and have it catch that corner.
So when he's right, it's not necessarily at Yamamoto's level like we were talking about last night, where it's different quadrants and working both ways, but he can work both sides of the plate and break it in both directions. And then the sinker to the inside, a check swing ball 2. As good as that sinker is, and as big a part of his identity as it is, the reason for the up and down season, he has said, is that he just hasn't quite had the feel for it, has not commanded it the way that he usually does. Got a chase on a pitch a mile outside right here. But in those 7 scoreless innings against the Braves his last time, season high 78% of them were in the strike zone. 2-2 on Pages. King throws. Left it over the plate. Fouled off.
I think when you're talking about Yamamoto and some of the similarities, Yamamoto and King, the one thing that Yamamoto does better than anybody is lives on the edges. And you saw that last pitch King just threw to Pages. He left it over the middle part of the plate. That's a good pitch right there. And if he's on the edges, he's unhittable.
First season with the Padres, he had a sub-3 ERA, got Cy Young votes. Last year, though, injuries throughout the year. There was a nerve issue in his shoulder that took a while to figure out what it was. He had a knee problem. Lewis rides up on Pages and hits him. Looks like Andy's okay, and he's the first base runner. Pages aboard. Freddie Freeman coming up. 3 for 5 yesterday. 10 out of his last 16. For the first time in 3 years, 4 consecutive multi-hit games. Lays off a first pitch changeup.
I mean, right now, if it's anywhere over the plate, Freddie's hitting it. Actually, he's crushing it. Take a look at that plate coverage right there. Really, just down and in is the only thing that he's not hit. But anywhere else, wow.
He's ahead of King 2-0. Average above 290, the highest that it's been in 2 months. King will check on Pages, who probably is not running after getting caught in the first 2 games of this series, and now 5 of the last 6 times that he's tried to steal, he's been caught. Fly ball off of the hands to Samad Taylor. A bright sunshine, not easy. But steadies and makes the grab for out number 2. From one red-hot hitter to another, Mookie Betts has homered in 3 consecutive games, and over the last 2 weeks, 358, 5 home runs.
Yeah, he's really in a groove right now, and been like that for most of the month, and now the power is showing up as well. And just a complete Mookie Betts now.
Yeah, getting back to his confident self. Average down around 180 prior to this recent stretch. It's another guy that has hit King hard. He has 3 home runs against King. King gets this one off the end of the barrel. And again, testing the shades. Duran will put it away and then to score his first for King. Emmett Sheehan takes the ball for the Dodgers when you come back. Here come the Padres. Tatis set it up there to lead things off. Then Taylor and Merrill. Manny Machado bats clean up, continuing to try and get his season going. Gavin Sheets coming off a 3-hit game with a home run. Bogarts at short, and Duhar, Song, and Duran round things out for Craig Stammen. And it is Emmett Sheehan for the Dodgers, trying to bounce back from giving up 6 runs over just 3 1/3 against the Orioles last Sunday. His first pitch is a fastball for a strike. And first step is getting through that first inning. That has been a bugaboo for him all year. 7.70 first inning ERA. Against the Orioles on Sunday, the first 4 that he faced all reached. And a couple came in to score, found himself in an early hole, and never really did get his footing. Tatis, who's reached in 20 consecutive games, takes high and away, ball 2. Saw the Padres in May, gave up 4 runs in 4 innings.
You see Emmett living at the top of the zone. Unfortunately, that 4-seamer is right in the middle right there, and that's, you got to move that thing side to side. That's what he did against the Padres in the last appearance.
Bets it short to get Tatis. Takes his time getting down there. One away. Samant Taylor, who is still down in AAA when Sheehan last faced these Padres, has come up and been an on-base machine. He doesn't have a hit in this series, but 4 walks and a .430 on base since getting called up.
And when they let go of Nick Castellanos, they brought this young man up, and been a ton of energy and production.
Ohtani leading qualifiers with a .412 on base, and Taylor in this first month above .430. A native of Corona. Went from Corona High School to University of Arizona. That was a 10th round draft pick of the Guardians about a decade ago. Got to the major leagues with the Royals in 2023. Had a walk-off hit for his first hit in the big leagues. Pinpoint fastball right there. 1-2. Now, Sheehan's superpower has been that fastball, getting him to the major leagues, and since getting there this season, though, it's given up more damage than any other fastball in the league. Dancing changeup right there, which you were talking about during the pregame show. You'd like to see him turn the corner with.
Yeah, I really feel like that's it, the pitch as far as the difference between the success he had last year and this year. You know, hitters just did not do any type of damage against it last season. This year they're hitting almost 100 points higher at a 280 clip.
1-2. Got him with the slider.
You said it. He's able to put him away with the slider, and now as a hitter, you've got to worry about 3 pitches, especially if that changeup is effective and he uses it. You can't just sit on fastball, slider. If you've got to defend against 3, it's going to be tough.
Well, if he and the Dodgers get 7 Ks in this game, everybody gets that free Jumbo Jack to watch Dodgers and A's tomorrow with. Jackson Merrill attacks the first pitch and rakes it foul. Merrill went into yesterday's game, 1 for his last 15 and got 2 hits. One of the struggling stars on this Padres club. Tatis has come to life with a 20-game on-base streak. Machado some power lately. Still, though, the lowest average in the National League. And then there's Merrill, hit above 290 as a rookie. Is it 212 coming in here? Sheehan works in a curveball to get ahead 0-2. Rocks and fires.
And there's that changeup, and it just a non-competitive pitch right there. And that's the thing, even as this game goes along, he's got to establish that pitch. Otherwise, the hitters can eliminate it.
Nice change up right there. Dipping and diving to get a swing and a miss and strike 3. 1-2-3 first for Sheehan.
Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week. Plus live radio broadcasts of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today.
Fastball gets a swing and a miss from Max Muncy from Michael King. Muncy with his first triple of the year yesterday. First triple in a little more than a year. Part of a 2-for-5, 3-run scored performance. Dodgers had 9 guys get a hit. They had 9 guys score a run. Stars at the top, guys in the middle of the order, a couple struggling hitters down at the bottom, and an offensive explosion. On a 1-1 from King. Muncy takes not close, ball 2. Muncy with the 2 hits yesterday is at .266. It's the highest average of his career, and made that much better because there's not really been any crazy dips in there. Talking with Robert Van Scoyoc a little bit about Muncy, he said this is the steadiest version that we've seen of him. It's a close play, but a good one from Bogaerts, who has shown off that baseball clock a couple times at Muncy's expense this weekend. One gone in this second inning. Tommy Tanks to the plate. A triple, a double, 3 knocked in, and yes, finally a run scored yesterday. And the 16th time that he reached base, he got to step on home for the first time. Sure has been impressive.
Yeah, he hadn't missed a beat at all since he's been back, creating a lot of traffic and hitting from both sides of the plate. Doubles, triples, just getting on base.
Remember, Edman had gotten off to a great start last year, too, was in the All-Star conversation before getting hurt. Talking to him yesterday about this good start, he said, yeah, it's good, enjoying it, but I just want to settle in and have a normal year from here, because it's been so long since he's had that. The wrist injury to finish off his time with the Cardinals in 2023. The year after, he didn't play until mid-August, because he injured his ankle coming back from the wrist injury. And then last year, ongoing ankle issues, a couple of other nagging injuries limited him to under 100 games. So he'll trade this hot stretch for just a simply good, consistent year. Tommy, the La Jolla native, not too far from here. He said he used to be a big thing every time he'd come visit, but now, you know, several years into his major league career, he said, maybe I don't have any friends anymore, but I don't get as many calls as I did at first. Once a series when they come, they try to get a big suite, though, friends and family. And today's that day, so a bunch of Edmond supporters here. There you go, a La Jolla Country Day fact. That'll get you a scholarship to Stanford. Swings and misses at a changeup, and Michael King has his second K.
See that pitch is just running away, living on the corners, and you know, really, if any pitcher lives on the corners, they're going to be successful. But so much so for Michael King.
A lot of big days yesterday, but the most important one might have been the one that this guy had, Kyle Tucker.
Well, we'll find out today. And the reason I say that is it's great to get going, but you want to try to carry it over and build some momentum. I mean, it's almost as like what Freddie Freeman was talking about, you know, a couple of days ago. And
ABS powered by T-Mobile. That is a pitcher challenge, and Michael King is successful.
But that's the thing, you know, you want to see Kyle build on it this afternoon, and then you start, instead of it just being a one-off.
Now, you said the swing didn't feel particularly good, so that tied back into what you were talking about. Right now, it's about just digging deep and competing until that swing does feel back to normal. And that 9-pitch at bat, not just to take it 9 pitches, and he was lamenting the fact that he didn't do something earlier in the count, but to stay alive that long and finish it with a home run.
It's so easy to get discouraged in this game, and whether that's the constant struggles game in and game out, and you've got to have some sort of success. And even if you're not feeling it, just to, you know, some balls fall in, something goes into the seats, it's a start.
Back-to-back Ks on that change from Michael King. No score, middle 2.
Couple of strikeouts for Emmett Sheehan so far. This is a slider against Taylor, and just watch his changeup just drop out of the box. Merrill having no chance at all.
Well, Emmett Sheehan top 5 in the league getting swings and misses. When he's right, he'll get a bunch of that. Hasn't had as much lately. The Padres didn't swing and miss a ton when they faced him back in May. In fact, just 5 swings and misses. That's a season low for Sheehan. They're already getting close to that number through 1 inning today. Manny Machado to start the second for the Padres. 0 for 4 with a pair of Ks yesterday. Perennial All-Star, 280 hitter for his career, is at 183 this year. Takes it outside, 2-0. 33 years old, 8th season in San Diego for Machado. More than half his career's been spent here. Came over in 2019 after finishing off the year before with LA. And signed through 2033. Bunch of long contracts here. Machado and Tatis and Jackson Merrill and Jake Cronenworth, who's working his way back from the concussion. Xander Bogaerts as well. There's a strike, 3-1. From 3-0 to 3-2.
Working himself right back into this count. Had a great first inning, 1-2-3, and that has historically been the trouble point.
Off the end of the bat. Yeah, and Mookie Betts, the call and the catch. Let's get a word from Carl's Jr.
Hit the road, Jack.
It's the return of the real sourdough star at Carl's Jr.
Gavin Sheets comes up with one gone in the second inning. Came into yesterday's game below 100, below 200 for the month of June. But then went 3 for 4 with a home run and knocked in 2 of their 3. First one from Sheehan is in for a strike. And here's that home run for Sheets, his 13th.
Hey, Yama had been cruising, throwing really, really well. Then we threw up a graphic on the screen in the next pitch.
I believe the words out of your mouth right before that pitch were carving them up.
Yeah.
Whack. All is well that ends well, and it did for Yamamoto. It did for the Dodgers in that 15-3 win. And trying to go to 5-1 on this road trip. With one more leg coming. Head up to Sacramento tonight. Take on the A's starting tomorrow. Sheehan to Sheets, the 1-2. Curve grounded to second. Freeland charges and shovels it to Freeman. 2 out. 5 up and 5 down for Sheehan.
Emmett having his way right now as far as utilizing all his different pitches, is keeping the Padres off balance, keeping his defense involved, a few strikeouts. Really a nice way to start things.
Well, anytime he doesn't do well, it's always like, what is going on? Because the stuff is so good. I think you talk to people around the team probably as consistently as anybody, and Bogaerts offered right there for strike 1. Even through the struggles, people are adamant this guy's going to be a stud.
Well, it just shows you the fine line between being average, being good, being great. It's execution, and it's just more consistency. That's what allows you to go at each level, because some of these guys have unbelievable stuff. But, you know, what can you do with it, and how often are you consistent?
You know, it's a fascinating comparison looking at Sheehan and Robleski. Sheehan's got all the swing and miss stuff in the world, but hasn't gotten the results lately. Robleski doesn't get much swing and miss. Has it there when he needs it, but not the same profile as Sheehan, yet has made the absolute most out of it. Here's a 1-2 to Bogaerts. Smoked the left center field and a base hit. First base runner of the game for the Padres. 2-out single from Bogaerts.
Just a fastball that was up, and when it's up, it's left out over the plate. Able to get to it, not high enough. Probably wanted that out of the zone. Bogaerts able to get on top of it.
Inning kept alive for Miguel Andujar. Homered against Sheehan last month. Andujar never hits for a ton of power, but against the Dodgers this year, he's had plenty. 5 games against LA. He's got 4 extra base hits. and a .350 average against the Dodgers. Here's that home run. Homered back-to-back days in that series. Had the 1-0 solo shot against Yamamoto. And 1 day later broke a 2-2 tie with that third inning home run against Sheehan in a game the Dodgers would come back to win. Wow, that ball was on Betts in the blink of an eye. Self-preservation, able to catch it and end a scoreless second. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. 8-9-1 for the Dodgers against Michael King. It's Alex Freeland looking for his first hit of this series, leading things off. And he's going to get it on the first pitch of the third, slapping one into left center field. First hit of the day for the Dodgers.
Nice job by Alex, jumping right on that first pitch. He was up, out over the plate. Really nice job of just going with it. It's continuing to run away. We gotta have a bunt here, right?
I was going to say, you know what time it is. Chucky Sack bunts.
I can say this is not fun. This isn't like you're in the batting cage and they're just pumping, you know, 70-mile-an-hour. This is not fun to bunt. Ball's moving all over the place.
Man, especially when it's your one job.
Oh,
like if you don't get this done, then you feel like you haven't done what you're there to do.
So
he does so successfully. Perfectly done. Chucky Robinson with a sacrifice moves Freeland into scoring position.
The best is, you know, you're just talking about it. You've got one job to do, and you know everybody's sitting around going, "Oh, it's just a bunt." Well, back in the 50s, that's what everybody did. They just bunted. A guy can't bunt these days. You know, it's like, uncle.
Well, back in the 50s when all they did was bunt, they also practiced that every day because it was part of the game. These days, it's not part of the game, and so a lot of times you're getting asked to do something that you don't have a whole lot of practice doing. So man in scoring position for Ohtani. So how about this? The sacrifice bunt leaders for the Dodgers the last 2 years. Miguel Rojas is #1 with 5, but tied for second is Chucky Robinson with 4 in 8 games played.
Of course he is, right?
Legend. Focus on 2 things: catching the staff and laying down bunts. Ohtani trying to get him on the board first. Freeland is second, 1 away, 1-1 from King. Drifts outside, ball 2. Struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. .420 hitter against King in his career, 3 long balls. Dodgers hit above 500 with runners in scoring position in yesterday's game. To left center field goes Ohtani. It's down. Here comes Freeland. It's 1-0 Dodgers as Ohtani delivers.
See, one of the things that you do when you, the problems you could run into when you bunt, Chucky, is then you've got first base open and you can just put Show down to first base. And, you know, we've seen the struggles with this second position in the Dodger lineup, and I'm surprised that Michael King gave him anything good to hit. I get you may want to pitch to him, but I'm going to try and just expand the zone, and comes back to bite him.
Dodgers on the board first, and now Paez grounding 1 foul. Got hit by a pitch his first time.
I mean, you just put runners on first and second and get out of it with a ground ball. But what the heck, let's just go after the greatest player to ever play the game.
With a hit by pitch, Paez his first time. He's been on base 7 times this weekend. Comes back, catches the corner. Padres challenges, and he's going to lose this.
I don't even need to say anything.
The folks at home know by now.
I mean, just be a big red light.
That was not a good challenge by hitter.
I think I even just heard a fan down in the front row say not a good challenge by him.
I mean, the only one that didn't know it wasn't a good challenge was Andy.
All right, you want something to drink? Let me sit over here with me.
And then he's down swinging. Look, if you asked him, like quizzed him on paper, he'd be able to tell you a bad situation for a challenge, but
would
it's
he?
an emotional. I think so. You would hope so. If you're saying fans would.
So here's the thing. If it happened a couple of times, I'd 100% agree with you. But it's been repetitive all year long. So I get the emotional component once or twice. I get it. I'll go with you on that, but I can't go with you on this one.
So you think it's more likely that he doesn't understand
the totality
of
the totality of it? I don't know that it's understood as well as it should be.
He's challenged more than any Dodger hitter. And it does seem like the vast majority of them come early in games. That's just we can confirm that, but maybe it's just those are the ones that really stand out. Freeman, who flied to left his first time up, takes outside, 1-1. Yeah, Pa has now 6 out of 14 on challenges.
And it's not the individual. It's very simple. It's how much does that challenge impact the run expectancy of the at bat moving forward? If you get the call or you lose the call, and that's it. That is it. End of story. That's it.
Strike 3 called, and Freeman thought about it but won't take it.
Well, he can't. You can't.
Yeah, you can't lose 2 in 1
No,
inning.
no.
And that's the inning. Michael King, 5 Ks, but the Dodgers have the first run.
Purchase a special ticket pack and get your exclusive Dodgers Hawaiian shirt presented by King's Hawaiian on July 4th. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Dodgers on the board first as we move along to the last of the third, and Sung Moon Song takes ball 1 from Emmett Sheehan. 29-year-old from Korea. Put 11 seasons in the KBO and then came to the Padres this offseason. He was a monster the last couple of years there. He went from guy that got some looks, but probably no real prospects to play in the big leagues, to pretty hot name coming out of Korea. The last 2 years he hit .330 and had 45 home runs those 2 years. First 7 seasons as a full-time guy, he was a .260 hitter. He'd homer 5 to 10 times a year. Saw the numbers go up in 24 and then through the roof in 25. Different game though over here. It started in AAA. Came up when Jake Cronenworth was hurt. Got 2 hits in his first big league game. He's saying this is easy, but it has not been. Song as a rookie hitting .222. Just 1 base runner against Sheehan through 2. Needed 28 pitches to get through the first inning against Baltimore in his last start. 29 pitches to get through 2 today. It's looked like a different guy.
He really has. And like I said, it's been the strikeouts, it's been the swing and misses, it's been soft contact, it's been keeping his defense on their toes. Up to this point, I mean, he's pitching. He's pitching.
Issues the leadoff walk here. And now word from Morongo.
Midland live July 18th. Get tickets now. Morongo.
We issued 3 of those against Baltimore. That was the part that was irking him the most. Then yeah, of course, execution is the bottom line. But he said also a lot of it is I got to be confident in what I'm choosing to throw. I'm going to pick a pitch and then I got to be convicted in that. Duran squares around a bunt, takes outside ball 1. It seems like that's got to be some of the raw material for the execution. Like it'd be hard to execute if you don't believe what you're about to throw.
And that's where you build that up in the bullpen with your command or your execution of pitches, or but this right now, he walks the leadoff hitter. You got to just put that right behind.
Duran bunts it in the air. 1 ball 1 strike.
This pitch, Ron helps Sheehan. But I'm sure he's frustrated. Bottom part of the lineup, he walks the first hitter. And then these first 2 pitches, they weren't over the plate, but fortunately 1-1. But you just got to, you've got to just, I'm going to execute the next pitch. Whatever just happened, put it behind you.
Song over there at first. 6 stolen bases this year. He's been caught twice. Not running. Bunted along third. Robinson down to first in time. So both catchers hitting 9 today, executing successful sacrifice bunts. And the Padres will look to catch theirs in the way the Dodgers did.
Duran, it'll look like he did his job, but there were 3 pitches right there, and not one of them, not a single one of those were a strike. And he should have been up there 3-0. Forcing Emmett to come after him, but he did the Dodgers and Sheehan a favor.
Fernando Tatis Jr. Hitting it as hard as anybody all season long, but everything on the ground first month plus. And he said he tried and tried to pull the ball in the air, but it just wasn't happening. So he said, I'm done trying to do that. I'm just going to focus on hitting the ball hard and hope that the right kinds of hits follow. And they have. Hit his first home run of the year on May 30th. A couple more since then. And among the leaders in the National League, no longer just in hard hit rate, but in batting average and in on base the last month. With runners in scoring position this year, Tatis a .392 hitter.
Tatis doing Sheehan a favor right there. Emmett had thrown 5 straight pitches out of the zone. And then that one, that was a good pitcher's pitch right there. But, he was fortunate that Padres had offered it those pitches. Again, he seems to be a bit erratic right now.
Swing and a miss on a looping curve, and that curve has looked good today.
Yeah, 2 great pitches in a row as far as location.
Spikes this change. Good stop by Robinson.
He's thrown the last couple of changeups. Well, I should say he's yanked 2 changeups that weren't even close. And so if you're a Padres hitter right now, you can eliminate that.
Song at second, 1 away. Tatis climbs the ladder after this fastball and pops it in the diamond. Robinson loses the mask, makes the catch. 2 out.
Padre hitters are helping Emmett this inning. Even that pitch, again, out of the zone, and fortunate to get the pop up there.
Well, when he's doing everything that he's capable of doing, throwing the way that we know he can, he gets as much of that as anybody. Chasing out of the strike zone. Samad Taylor, who struck out his first time. In order to get the help, though, you got to show that you can throw strikes
Correct.
when you want to. And lately, he hadn't done that as much. Fastball gets a swing and a miss. 1-1.
Just like you said, Joe, that pitch out of the zone, but you're going to chase it as a hitter. You think it's going to be a strike. You think you can catch up to it.
That's that high spin fastball that just stays up there, and you swing under it. And you're sitting there saying, oh, it looks so juicy. How did I miss it? We now know that technically what's happening is that fastball is just not dropping as much as your average fastball, but to you hitters it feels like it's rising sometimes. See what he goes with on a 2-1. Curve to the outside corner, strike 2.
I feel like the breaking pitches he's able to land in the strike zone, and you know, the changeup, no, the fastball, no. Now it may be by design, but the breaking stuff, he's landed on the edges.
Strikes out Taylor, who goes way up there over his head after that fastball. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit Kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Final game between these teams at Petco Park this year. 1-0 Dodgers as Mookie Betts watches a sweeper land for a strike. 4, 5, and 6 for LA in this inning. Betts a different guy since moving from 2 to 4 in the Dodger order. Yeah, and it doesn't matter who the hitter is in that 2 spot this year. The Dodgers almost unfathomably have gotten the worst production of any of the 30 teams from the 2 spot. Tucker and Freeman and Betts and Pages all getting chances in there, either all-stars this year or perennial all-stars. And then Betts moves down to 4, and he goes from a 430 OPS in the 2 spot to 875 in the 4 spot. We were asking with Dave Roberts about that the other day, and he said, I kind of think there might be something to that. Don't know exactly what it is, but it's hard to deny those numbers even in small samples. And he said maybe it's bad for the psyche watching the guy ahead of you be the best player of all time, and you're thinking I thought I was good, but now I'm watching this guy and maybe I'm not. And comparison kills joy. It also kills hitting as a 2-hitter for the Dodgers. Pop fly for Manny Machado. 1 away.
I think too, you know, hitting behind Shohei, you're going to probably get a lot more opportunity as far as guys may pitch around Shohei to get to you. You put a little added pressure on yourself. You feel like you have to do something.
Ball one on Muncy. Ground out to short his first time. Dodgers with a run on 2 hits in this game. Both hits coming last inning. Ohtani knocking in Freeland, who had singled to start the inning. Dodgers trying for the same pattern as they had back in May when these teams met up. Lose the first game, win the next 2. The win would open the division lead to 10 games.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate calling you that. Come on, Mike. I can't just be calling you king.
On a 2-0 pitch, Muncy takes ball 3.
Mike. Come on, Mike.
Green light, 3-1.
just goes to show you how much that ball is moving. That's a 3-0. Max was zoning that thing up, and it ended up about 3 or 4 inches off the plate.
And he takes the walk. First one of the day issued by King.
Break. About time. Break.
Brings up Edman. Struck out his first time. 10 games in, 367. Change up, dipping and diving. Dodgers 0 for 6 against that pitch today. And last few starts, 2 for 21 against his changeup, which is throwing more than ever. Broke into the big leagues as a reliever, smaller arsenal, but had aspirations of starting. Started to add to that arsenal. Corey Kluber was with the Yankees for 1 season, and Corey, not a guy that says a whole lot, but Michael King said when he does speak up, you listen. And one thing that he spoke up on is, hey, I think I can show you a sweeper. Here's a bounce it down to first. Sheets will go to second for 1. Back to a cover, and King not in time. But I think we throw kind of the same. Our grips aren't that different. And so Kluber, that 1 year that he was with the Yankees, passed on the sweeper grip, and Michael King says he's probably not a starter without that pitch, at least not this level.
I mean, kind of crazy when you think about that, right? Just Kluber ended up with the Yankees. You know, what are the chances with that? You know, spending so many years what was in the Indians, and in fact, he started here in San Diego. But then just, you know, talking to Michael King, and then it's a career changer.
Yeah.
It's a life changer.
Sliding doors or butterfly effect.
Yeah, right.
Kyle Tucker went into yesterday 3 for his last 21 with 1 RBI in that span. 3 for 4 RBIs in yesterday's game. Most that he's driven in as a Dodger. Two outs and 2 strikes, so I don't want to go too deep on this, but I think one of the great sliding door scenarios in baseball the last few years is what happened here in the division series 2 years ago. Dodgers were down 2 games to 1 and throwing out a bullpen game. They lose that game. They obviously don't win the World Series, and Dave Roberts said, I think that was probably the end for me if they don't win that game. Well, they did, and some good things have followed.
Bad. He got the 4-seam with a curveball, and then this changeup out of the zone, but comes right back, doubles up, and still a ball, but Jackson unable to hold up. So far, Sheehan in this ball game, curveball and slider, 13 of 19 strikes. 12 of those have been in the zone. The fastball and changeup, we've talked about it, 17 of 29 have been strikes, but only 9 of those have been in the zone.
Putting that fastball maybe not in the zone, but where he wants it, and getting the swings and getting a lot of misses, and then everything falling off of that. Jackson Merrill leading off the 4th, watches a changeup land in there for a strike. And we talk about these deep arsenals and all the fancy pitches that guys are designing these days, but it all comes back to, can you put the fastball where you want to put it? For any of those other pitches to have the powers unlocked. Mookie Betts waits on this bouncing ball and throws out Merrill. Only 1 hit through 3 1/3 against Emmett Sheehan. after he gave up 8 of them and only lasted 3 1/3 against the Orioles his last time. Manny Machado popped out his first time. Little high with the curve. The 26-year-old from Connecticut kicks and fires and misses away 2-0. He's gone through Tommy John surgery. He's just a little more than a year removed from coming back from that. Got to the majors, impressed. But then kind of out of sight, out of mind for a year. It's a swing and a miss on that curve. I think last year was impressive in that he was pretty sharp right away. A lot of times guys come back from Tommy John and it's going to take them a year before their command especially is very good. But his was good right away. Drive to deep left field. Edman twists around, track wall, tie game. Machado connects on his team leading 15th, and it's 1-1. Second time he's taken him deep this year.
Yeah, got him a fastball right there. And this afternoon it was a slider that just kind of hung up there. Hit it at 107 miles per hour. And that's one thing Manny has been doing this year. Been driving the ball out of the ballpark.
Got the call right there on Sheets, strike 1. So even with the lowest average in baseball, leading the team in home runs, and he's tied this game up.
Again, you see that's a slider. It ends up hanging on the inner part of the plate. Manny, no matter what he's hitting, he's going to do damage to that pitch.
Home run rate double from what it was in his first year back from the injury. Sheets pounds this one into the turf to Freeland at second for out number 2.
It's all right though. It's just a solo shot. It was one bad pitch, and you put it behind you. You don't let it snowball at all. Did a nice job of retiring Sheets.
Two outs, base is empty, and Xander Bogaerts, who prior to that home run had the lone hit today for the Padres. We're talking about the long-term contracts the Padres have. His is the one that you say, oh boy, probably the most at. 11-year contract. He's got another 7.5 years left on it. $280 million deal. Is the biggest deal ever signed by a player that had already turned 30. And look, based on what he had done, wasn't crazy. He was a 4-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger, couple World Series rings, one of the best hitters in the American League. But it is a long, long deal for a guy who had already turned 30. And first 3 years of that contract, some injuries. A lot of them are freak injuries. But just barely better than a league average hitter in that time, and still 7 years left. Muncy spears this hot shot, ends the 4th, but the Padres have tied it. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Dodgers got a run in the third. The Padres getting a run in the fourth on Machado's homer. And to the top of the fifth we go, where Alex Freeland leads off. Dodger run came in the third when Freeland started with a single. Came in on an Ohtani base hit.
No pressure.
Two 2-0. King with a look down there to the mound, not liking his footing. 31-year-old from Rhode Island. Back on a 3-year contract. Had a couple years left on his deal when the Padres traded for him. And it would look like he was headed for a huge payday, but then only made half a season worth of starts last year. Still got a good payday, $25 million a year for 3 years. Manny Machado's coming over here to chat with him.
I wonder if he saw something or if he's just trying to give him a break and get him reset after falling behind 2-0. You just can't mess around with this bottom part of the lineup because you know what's happening if Free gets down at first base. We got a sack bunt coming. I got to believe if that does happen, they will not pitch to Ohtani this time, but we'll see.
Led to the Dodgers' first run. Yeah, this is something, though, with King that's been a problem all year. He's the worst pitcher in baseball against leadoff hitters in innings. And the biggest reason has been walks. Should have been a walk right there, but got the high strike call. On base percentage of leadoff hitters against King is equal to Ohtani. Ohtani the hitter, that is. Well, that is another generous strike. And with one challenge already burnt.
Yeah, you can't use it, and this would be a time. So this is a great time to challenge, and the reason why is because you've got Ohtani and the top of the lineup following. So even though it's like, oh wait, no, it's still midway in the game, and it's Freeland, but it's getting down to first base.
Yeah, he ultimately does earn the walk.
But he couldn't do it, obviously, as you mentioned. They'd already expended a challenge. So that's why when I use the word totality of Andy challenging back then, it's not just about that particular moment.
All right, Chucky in his situation again. Let's see. Successful sacrifice his first time, his fourth in 8 games with the Dodgers. In the air this time and caught by King. Freeland still anchored to first, and Ohtani comes up here. Knocked in a run with a single his last time.
See how they go after Shohei. It started with the sinker. They had him 0-1. I was surprised they were going after him, and they tried to get him to expand, but not far enough out. And Shohei able to drop that thing for a base hit, driving the Dodgers' only run. I'd still, the way you're pitching to Shohei, though, I'd act like there was a runner on second and first base open right now. You've already got an out. You got Pages coming up next.
Boy, this guy sitting next to our microphone is insufferable today, huh?
You might invoice us for.
Francisco's gonna invoice him, our audio guy. Took a change away, ball 2. We got a 3-man booth going today. Freeland, the runner at first, on base both times today. On a 3-1 pitch, Ohtani looks at ball 4. Second walk of the inning. First and second for Pages.
And they didn't want any part of him to begin with.
Pages got hit by a pitch in the first inning and struck out in the third. Ruben Niebla for his first visit.
Obviously, the approach to Andy is go out of the zone. I mean, he's doing it all year. He expands the zone, but you know, one of the reasons he's had such success this year is because those pitches out of the zone, he has hit at a harder clip than he did last year. But he still, you know, if it's up there and it's moving, he's going to offer at it. See, he hasn't been quite as successful with runners in scoring position starting June.
But not quite as, you mean 300 points lower.
Well, I mean, he was, yeah. He was so ridiculously hot, though. I mean, what's crazy about that is you throw the first pitch, you know, a good part of the plate right there. You know he's going to be aggressive, and I mean, I would be outside edges everywhere. Yep, there you go. I mean, that's 4 or 5 inches in. But here's the thing: is now you've got to be so far outside that there's no way that he can get to it, because Andy can put the bat on the ball. It doesn't matter where it is.
Freeland at second, Ohtani at first. Dodgers trying to take the run right back. Kings 0-2 inside ball 1. Even with the bad month of June in clutch situations, Pages still leading the National League in runs batted in, 58. Only guy with more in baseball, Nick Kurtz of the A's, who the Dodgers will see tomorrow. And he gets hit for the second time today, and what a gift that one is. On a 2-strike pitch, Pages is plunked.
Padres doing the Dodgers a favor. They'd gone inside prior to, and it was a ball. And remember, early on, the first at bat, they had thrown a slider that probably was about 6 inches off the outer part of the plate that bounced, that Andy offered at. And they did not even try to exploit that this at bat. Just a huge mistake by the Padres.
Padres have been hit 3 times all year coming into today. It's the second time early on in this game. Loaded up for Freeman, who fouls off the first pitch. One of the hottest hitters out there. 10 out of his last 16 coming in. 4 straight multi-hit games. First time you can say that in years. Tied at 1 in the 5th. Freeman swings and misses. The changeup fades away. One and 2.
We're good, we're good. Hey, we like pressure. We like pressure. You're good. Mookie's striking out next anyway. You're fine.
2 walks and a hit batter to load him up. And now 2 and 2 on Freddie Freeman.
Tried to go back with that changeup. He'd had Freddie offer at it for the second strike. I just don't think there's no way you're going to beat Freddie with the same pitch twice in an at-bat.
Yeah.
3 and 2.
Continued to try to do it a back-to-back, and that's where he wanted to go. And Freddie is not biting. Got him once, but not happening again.
Freddie Freeman for his career, .330 with the bases loaded, but 0 for 11 this year. Payoff from King is fouled off, and will do it again. Dodgers only 2 hits in this game. Loaded him up with the lack of control here. Can they take advantage? Freeman fouls another. One of the best hitters with runners in scoring position for this generation, and a couple before it. Freeland at third, Ohtani at second, Pages at first. On the 8th pitch, Freeman fights it off and gets Betts in the on-deck circle. Whew. Come on, Freddie's saying.
And you can tell, though, that Freddie just waiting for that ball to travel, just not going to get beat on off speed, and continues to buy himself time with these foul balls.
And takes ball 4. What an at-bat from Freddie Freeman to give the Dodgers the lead.
And how that is not a challenge is beyond me. Again, San Diego has both their challenges right there. And again, it goes back to knowing how to use them, when to use them. And that's a strike, too. I mean, that's it. You know, we talk about it, and I know it's, you know, every telecast I'm going to bring it up. But the importance is going to be the difference between somebody moving on or going home in the postseason.
Comes back to catch the corner right there for a strike on Betts. Freddie Freeman goes from down 0-2 to walking on the 9th pitch. And the Dodgers are back in front. Betts has homered in 3 games in a row. And has homered against King 3 times.
Mookie playing pickleball, man. Mookie playing pickleball, just go down the middle.
The 1-1 pitch. Ball 2. Michael King has been on one end of the spectrum or the other. You're looking at this season. He was on the very good end against the Dodgers last month. He was on the very good end against the Braves earlier this week. Fading here, though. Betts lines the ball to left center field, a base hit. 2 runs will score. Throw goes to second. 2-run single, Mookie Betts, and it's 4-1.
Mookie Betts continuing to do his thing. That's the first base hit of this inning. He had a ton of traffic. All started off with a leadoff walk. This pitch right over the middle part of the plate. Mookie gets on top of it.
And they have chased Michael King from this game. He had fired 23 consecutive scoreless innings against the Dodgers going into the 3rd today when they got 1. They've gotten 3 here in the 5th, and they've got him in 1st and 3rd. King's responsibility as they tap into the bullpen.
July 4th will take home a commemorative 250th coin presented by Budweiser. Stay after the game for a fireworks show. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
Mookie Betts with a 2-run single, continuing his hot stretch, and the Dodgers lead this game 4-1. Yuki Matsui comes on from Michael King to face Muncy. 1st and 3rd, 1 away. There's strike 1. Matsui had a big outing against the Dodgers on Friday. Came in, inherited some traffic, and got out of it.
Dodgers not finished yet, though. Runners on 1st and 3rd. With runners in scoring position. Last night they were 8 for 15 with 13 RBIs. So far this afternoon, 2 for 2 with 4. That's 10 for their last 17 with runners in scoring position with 17 RBIs.
And then you combine that with the power. That's when you got it all going. Having the conversation earlier on the trip about, you know, if you could pick one dimension, what would you pick? You pick the ability to hit it out, or you pick the ability to put it in play? Well, if you can have both, that's when you are a machine. Ground out and a walk for Muncy. One of the 4 walks against King. 4 walks and a hit batter. More walks than they have hits, but taking advantage of all the traffic they've had. Freeman at third, Betts at first. And Yuki Matsui. Home to Muncy.
You know, the final 9 batters that King faced, he walked 4, hit by pitch another, and a base hit. But he was, you know, I don't want to say he was cruising, but he was pretty good, and then just could not find the plate at all.
Good lead for Betts at first. Ball 2. Oh, it's been a frustrating year for Michael King. He says even in the good outings, he comes out of them exhausted because he's having to work so hard instead of in his best years. It's just, I don't care what you're good at as a hitter. I know my sinker is really good, and that's what I'm throwing, and it's going to be a strike, and you're probably going to hit it into the ground. In the air to short left field. Machado's got it spotted and has it in his glove. Muncy's out number 2. It was 1-1 going into the 6th yesterday when the Dodgers exploded for those 9 runs. It was 1-1 going into the 5th today. They've gotten 3 in this 5th inning. Now with 2 on and 2 out, Tommy Edman will try and make it more. Edman, who knocked in 3 yesterday. Switch hitter, better side for him right here. Natural side. Way after that one, 0-2. Both swings feeling good so far. This is just his 9th at bat against a left-hander. 3 out of 8 so far. Good take, 2-2.
One hit this inning for the Dodgers, 3 runs.
Taking advantage of the 3 walks and the hit batter. Deuce is wild here. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 pitch. Tommy Edman stays alive. Talk about the power bat to ball combo. The power patience combo has been the one the Dodgers have been most known for through the recent years. Freeman's at third, Betts at first. Another 2-2. And he's gone from 0-2 to 3-2. Matsui and getting out of that jam the other night. Japanese reporters were joking with him after the game. You thought we were all here to see Roki Sasaki and Otani and Yamamoto starting tomorrow, but you stole the show. 31-year-old, 3rd season, comes home with a payoff, and we'll do it again. Ten years in Japan for Matsui. He's one of the top closers over there for the Golden Eagles. Machado's got it. Edman hustles. Throw beats him. Inning ends, but the Dodgers get 3. We're halfway home in a 4-1 game.
Take home Shohei Ohtani's greatest game bobblehead, presented by Inaba on July 8th. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions for more information.
And Duhar to lead off the last of the 5th for the Padres. And Emmett Sheehan with a fastball for a strike. Nice bounce back game for Sheehan to this point. He's given up just the Machado home run through 4. That's one of 2 hits, one of 3 base runners the Padres have had after the Orioles had 11 base runners over 3 1/3 last time. And that curveball has kept him off balance all afternoon.
Oh, really? The off-speed stuff he's been able to land in the zone. And it's been a real competitive pitch that the Padres have had to honor.
Broken bat down to third. Muncy. 1 out.
You know, besides obviously the Dodgers scoring those runs, Emmett wants to come out. He's got the bottom part of the lineup and just continue the momentum, get back in the dugout, let the Dodgers offense continue to roll. Does a nice job. 3 pitches. Andujar out of there.
Song comes up. The lone walk for the Padres against Sheehan today. Talking about Sheehan's return from Tommy John last year and pitched really well at a sub-3 ERA. And special year not just because he came back, but a special year because of his living situation towards the end of it. He thought that he was going to just finish up the year living in a hotel, which guys will do when they're back and forth sometimes. Clayton Kershaw, though, says, hey, Ellen and the kids just went back to Texas. Why don't you come live with me for the rest of the season? So got to go live with Kershaw by the beach. They'd hang by the beach. They'd sit around the fire pit. Emmett says they talk as much about life as they did baseball. Top of the zone for a strike here, 3-1. And called the whole thing surreal. I mean, Emmett Sheehan's 26 years old. So when Kershaw broke in, Sheehan's an early teenager, what, 9, 10 years old? Before that, I guess. You're getting to take in all his lessons.
Well, that's the thing when you're telling this story. I was waiting for you to drop the part of it was down at the beach. It was down in Manhattan Beach. It was, you know, and you'd see Kirsch and Emmett and Robleski. I mean, they'd just be walking around town, and you know, nobody would even care. You know, just hanging out there in flip flops and Kirsch in his tank top and stuff. But what an experience for both of these, Sheehan and Robleski, just to have an opportunity to spend time with Kirsch.
The 9-hitter, Duran. Sacrifice bunt his first time. Padres are now down 3, though, so he's swinging away, fouling it back. Well, we've seen Kershaw's example on Robleski this year, too. The way he's often talked about it, his style, adopted from learning from later career Kershaw. Because remember, first part of Kershaw's career, he could bully you and get all the swing and miss in the world. But as he evolved with the stuff not as good near the end of his career, still found a way to not just get through games, but pretty much dominate still, even when the fastball was sitting around 90. Chase for strike 3.
Sheehan doing a nice job bouncing back right after that walk. Didn't waste any time, just spent 3 pitches on Duran.
Two outs, back to the top. Fernando Tatis Jr. 0 for 2 as he tries to keep that on-base streak going at 20 games currently. Fastballs by him, strike one. Hard for starting pitchers to be big rah-rah, leaders talking a lot, but by example, Clayton Kershaw, a culture setting, an era-defining leader by example. And then the behind-the-scenes stuff like we're talking about. I mean, Kershaw, you'd never find that out from Kershaw. And he wouldn't want you to know. But more and more of those things come out about the effect that he had on these young pitchers.
Well, it's just like you said. You think Kershaw would have been doing that 5 years earlier or 6 years earlier? Probably not, right? But he took on that role and did it as well as anybody. First of all, would Kershaw have been living down at the beach 5 or 6 years earlier?
No.
No chance. Zero.
Tried a little extra hard right there. Turned it up to 97, but missed. Talk about legacy. What do you leave? Kershaw, of course, nearly unmatched when it comes to what he did on the field and the stats and the milestones and everything that's going to be on that Hall of Fame plaque. But legacy, a word that's deeper than just that. And you're seeing the things that he's passed on to this next generation. Sheehan tries into the 1-2 to Tatis.
Just to talk about how dominant Sheehan has been this afternoon. The league average whiff rate is 25%. So far this afternoon, he's right around 40%.
Tatis making it tough on him right here as he tries to finish off the fifth. There goes Song. Look out. Tatis spilled on that up and in fastball. I guess that got him on the hand. Oh, just good he got out of the way of it, got his head out of the way of it. And yeah, it did hit him.
Top part of the hand wasn't a wrist, but not sure that he's wearing any of those protective plastic pieces. Didn't look like it.
Scary way to extend the on-base streak. He's now reached in 21 games in a row. And that gets the tying run to the plate here in the fifth. In the form of Samad Taylor, who has stood no chance against Sheehan. 0 for 2 with the pair of Ks. He chased a slider, and then he chased a fastball that was about a foot outside and face high.
Well, Emmett hasn't done himself any favors this inning. The walk and the hit by pitch. Again, it's not the Padres producing the offense. It's Emmett creating it.
Two on, two out. Sheehan to Taylor. Walked the 8-hitter Song. And then hit Tatis, fifth batter that he's hit this year. 3 total his first 2 years in the majors. 0-2 very quickly.
Two strikeouts swinging, as you mentioned, for Taylor, finding himself down 0-2. Sheehan can go with that high fastball out of the zone.
Well, he's proven you don't have to throw him a strike to get him. Lays off this high fastball. Sheehan had the same thing in mind. Taylor came into this series with a hit in 14 of his first 15 games started, but he's 0 for 8 in this series. On the 1-2 from Sheehan. Fouls it off. Pretty efficient first 4, but the 22nd pitch of the longest inning of the day for Sheehan coming right here. Tying run at the plate, 2 out. Another 1-2. Strikes out Taylor for the 3rd time today. Out of this 5th inning jam, Emmett Sheehan, 5 Ks total. Learning from a mentor, one of the all-time greats. LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get fired up with a Hot Ones Munchie Meal. Bottom of the Dodger lineup coming up, leading 4-1. Last to the top of the 6th inning. Kyle Tucker leads it off and pulls a base hit to right against Yuki Matsui. First hit of the day for Tucker in the follow-up performance. We were saying EK in his first at bat today. Big news what he did yesterday, but what can he do the day after?
Good right here, some feel good. The first 2 at bats not to his liking. But again, all you're trying to do is build. You're trying to climb that ladder, right? 1 step at a time. You're not getting all the way to the top in 1 game or 1 week.
And anytime he's made what feels like a big leap this year, 174 the day after multi-hit games. Strike on Freeland.
We still have, almost half the season left. And that's not even, when our season begins. That's the playoffs. This is just practice.
Talking about practice.
Practice.
It would be a lot more surprising if Kyle Tucker still had an OPS around 700 at the end of the year, even as ordinary as it's looked for a lot of this year, than it would be to see him up above 800. I mean, you look at his OPSs since becoming a full-time player: 917, 808, 886, 993, 841. It's enough of a track record where you trust that track record of 5-6 years more than you do 3 months.
The only thing I'll say about it, though, is those years, last couple, he doesn't play full seasons, right? So you run him out there for 100, he's around for a 162 game season. I don't know what that looks like. I really don't.
3 times he's played 140, and the OPS is in those years 917, 808, 886.
So that's about an 850, right? 860 probably.
Freeland retired for the first time today.
Got to be bunting here, right?
Chucky time. Emmett Sheehan 5 innings, just the 1 run on 84 pitches. Chatting with Mark Pryor. Alex Vesia warming with 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Padres. Chucky's tried to bunt both times, successful once. Swings away, fouls it off. The tell that he's going to be swinging away is that pointer finger sticking up. He's a hitter then.
Right.
I asked him why and when he started doing that, and he said he has no idea why, but there's pictures of him as a little leaguer, and he's got that finger off of the bat. Two hits on Tuesday were his first hits in 2 years. Knocked in a run on Tuesday. His first run batted in 4 years.
Robinson.
Taps it back to the mound. Kind of a swinging bunt here. Advances Tucker into scoring position for Ohtani. Single, walk, run batted in, run scored. First base is open. Same situation when he came up in the third. They pitched to him and he drove in the first run. And in this case, you have the platoon advantage with Matsui, but a righty and Pages on deck. And so they come after him and get strike one.
But you have the talent advantage to Ohtani, right?
Yep. And even though it's lefty-lefty in Matsui's advantage on paper, Ohtani 4 out of 11, 4 extra base hits against his fellow Japanese import. 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Ohtani swings and misses, hit a ball in the dirt. Splitter gets him. Dodgers get a hit on the first pitch of the inning, but don't score. Ian coming back in a big way today after giving up a season-high 6 runs against the Orioles last weekend. He gives up just 1 over 5 innings today. And with 3, 4, and 5 coming up, call to the bullpen brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. So Sheehan's day comes to an end with a couple lefties due up in this part of the order. Dave Roberts calls on Alex Vesia. Faced 2 hitters last night, retired them both. That's an 8th consecutive scoreless outing for Vesia. 18 out of his last 19 EK, he's put up zeros.
Yeah, he's thrown extremely well outside of the 2 hits he gave on his outing against the Minnesota Twins. He's gone 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 scoreless as far as 8 hitless. Said scoreless, right? Didn't you? I was outside of the 2 hits. Yeah, I was trying to add a little extra.
Yeah, you got to go back to June 7th to find the last hit against him.
Yep.
It's Merrill, Machado, and Sheets in this 6th inning. Fastball to the top of the zone. Just 91, 92 with that fastball, but opponents hitting only 189 against it. Take your pick. 189 against the 4-seamer, 167 against the changeup, 033 against his slider. There it is right there. Opponents are 1 for 30 against that pitch.
1 for 30 with 15 strikeouts.
Pitch has always been good, but nothing like this. Came over in a pretty nondescript trade, and you looked at the numbers that he had when the Dodgers acquired him, and it's like, what do they want this guy for?
Yeah.
Made his debut for the Marlins in the middle of that stupid 2020 fiasco a lot of places. And for him, 10 runs allowed in 4 1/3. That was disjointed. About a month of it, he was sitting in a hotel after testing positive for COVID and then having to ride a bus back from Philadelphia to Miami. All kinds of crazy stuff like that. He had a 19 ERA when the Dodgers acquired him. 2.25 that first year with LA in 2021, and Like, wow, okay, so maybe they have something here. Well, he's now been with the Dodgers for 6 seasons, and he's got a 2.64 ERA over those 6 years. Comes home with a payoff. Merrill grounds it to first. Freddie Freeman sprawls to get it, but has no play. And an infield hit for Merrill.
Freddie does a great job of making the play. You see Vesia kind of fall off towards third, and then he doesn't even think about breaking. See him fall. Uh-oh. A little late by then.
Leadoff man reaches. Here's Machado. His home run is counted for the Padres scoring in this game. Lifts a fly ball to deep center field. Pages back onto the track. Just enough room. That close to his second of the day. Paez knew he had it the whole way. One gone. Here's Sheets. Sheets 13 home runs this season, all 13 against right-handed pitchers. Doesn't play a ton against lefties, but when he does, just a 186 hitter with very little power. Merrill at first, good speed. Strike at the knees, 1-1 on Sheets. One and two. Invisible fastball. There goes Merrill. Throw to first. Now Freeman to second. Not in time. Merrill dives in there safely.
You know, that's on Vesia right there. Freddie does a nice job of cutting the distance by moving towards Vesia to receive the ball. Not only getting it quicker, but then also creating a lane. But that was all on Vess.
Say that about this inning.
Yeah.
The infield hit where he wasn't available to take a throw from Freeman at first base, and now Merrill into scoring position. Vesia home with a 1-2. Sheets down swinging. Got him to chase the slider.
Vess taking care of things himself right there. Throwing that slider you talked about earlier in the inning, about how devastating that pitch is and how successful it is for Alex.
That'll do it for Vesia. Faces 3 hitters. Right-handed batting Xander Bogaerts is coming up, and Will Klein is coming in. It's off for the final time already this year. 4-game series at Dodger Stadium coming up next weekend. And the Padres come again near the end of the year. Will Klein is on to pitch. First appearance for him of this series. It's been a good year for Klein, although he's given up a run each of his last 2 outings. Merrill at second. Bogaerts at the plate. And he takes a fastball for a strike. Bogaerts has hit it hard today. He singled in the second and then unloaded a line drive in the 4th. It was caught by Muncy. 0-1 from Klein. Shot to the right side and a base hit. 4-2 game as Bogarts knocks in Merrill.
This pitch out of the zone, but Bogart's able to get on top of it. Ends up driving in Merrill, but we talked about it earlier. Merrill out at second base. A ball Freddie made a great play on. They were unable to retire him at first and then stole second.
Gets the tying run to the plate in the form of Andujar. Takes a strike.
And I should say Freddie made a great play. Best just wasn't over at the bag.
The run charged to Alex Vesia. Klein ahead 0-2. 14 runners that Will Klein has inherited this year. 8 of them have come in to score. Oh boy. Got away from him.
Yeah, that was a curveball though. That again just popped out of Will's hand. I mean, if we know the history though of this series and the Padres, it's 2 balls that have been up and in, and granted, absolutely no intention, slip.
So are you on your toes a little bit?
I'm aware of things. I'm aware of things. I'm aware of the situation. Yeah.
So now the tying run on base. And Sung Moon Song, who walked twice against Emmett Sheehan. Against Klein. Takes a ball.
Never accurate. Let's go, Padres. Oh, yeah. Go home, go home, go home. I stand with Vesia.
You mentioned the previous 2 outings for Will. Just, you know, they weren't clean, obviously. 2 hits in each of the last 2. Giving up a hit so far in this outing.
Falls behind 2-1. Two and 2. One in the third, 3 in the fifth for LA. 1 in the fourth, 1 here in the sixth for San Diego. 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 from Will Klein. Song ends. And we go to the 7th. The Dodgers 4, the Padres 2. Road Ahead, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. This 3-city road trip will conclude in Sacramento against the A's. 3 6:30 starts in that series. Lauer, Robleski, Ohtani lined up for the Dodgers, while the A's will counter with Gage Jump. Rookies off to a good start. Jeffrey Springs and then JT Ginn, former Dodger draft pick. 4-2 here in San Diego. Dodgers trying to move to 5-1 on this road trip. Jason Adams on to pitch for the Padres with Pages, Freeman, and Betts coming up. Adam, one of the best pitchers in the National League out of the pen the last couple of years, but he's been battling it lately. Numbers not as good, but he's been able to fight through, and numbers don't even match how bad he's felt, he said. Well, they're not quite as good. It feels like it probably should be worse. He's just found a way to get guys out still. Mechanics a little bit off. This is the biggest strength of this Padres team, the bullpen. Dodgers have been able to neutralize its effect. First game, they were behind the whole way, so it didn't, and behind by a bunch late, so it didn't become much of a deal. Blowout win yesterday and the lead today. In on Padres. Adam backing down that mound. Not an easy play. Makes the catch.
I kind of feel like you've neutralized the bullpen, or if you go into the third game of a series and have yet to see Mason Miller.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're winning that.
Freeman yet to have a hit today, but an impressive bases loaded walk. 9 pitches his last time to give the Dodgers a 2-1 lead. Yesterday was a 9-run 6th. Today it's a 3-run 5th. A bouncer left side. Machado sizes it up, throws him out. And it brings up Mookie Betts into our performance spotlight, sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. In that 3-run 5th inning, they only had 1 hit. This 2-run single from Betts.
You mentioned Dodgers getting a lot of help from Michael King. A couple of walks, actually 3. Hit by pitch as well. And Mookie, the deciding blow.
Yeah, the Dodgers only 4 hits in this ball game, but the 4 walks and a hit batter. Three straight games of the home run for Betts coming in today. And with the 2-run single in the 5th, that makes it 5 games in a row where he's knocked in a run. Lifts his ball to the left field corner. Taylor on the move, won't get there. Kept on hooking. You always wonder about a guy who's still trying to make his impression with the team, new to the big leagues, new to the organization. Oh boy, is he going to slow up in time to save himself? Probably not. Did a good job, though, to preserve his health and still give it a good go. Adam fires 2-2 and Betts stays alive.
Got to figure next inning for the Padres is the number 9 spot. Would assume a pinch hitter.
Betts sends another base hit out there. This one to right. Dodgers have 5 hits. 2 of them belong to Mookie Betts.
That's just good hitting right there. Going the other way. This pitch kind of inside, up and in, part of the plate. Mookie able to manipulate the bat head, get the barrel to the ball.
And get Muncy to the plate. 0 for 2 with the walk. Reverse splits for Adam. Lefties 300 points lower than righties are.
Well, he loves that slider and that changeup. Mix in the 4-seamer and sweeper occasionally, but changeup to the lefties is tough.
There it was, but in the dirt. Good stop by Duran.
Jason, we good. I'll tell you when he's going to go. Don't trip. Trust.
Dodgers had Michael King out of this game before he could complete 5. 1 2/3 from Yuki Matsui scoreless. Adam here for the 7th. Dodgers up 4-2. 1-2 pitch coming to Max Muncy.
The Dodgers being up 4-2. They've only had 5 hits, but they do have the 4 walks, the 2 hit by pitches. 3 of those 6, the walks and hit by pitches combined, 3 of those have scored.
Fly the other way. Taylor was playing towards the gap, so he's got a long way to go. He'll get there and put an end to the Dodger half of the 7th. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Sit and Sleep, SoCal's most trusted mattress store. Well, the Dodgers did it. They got 7 strikeouts, and so you get to eat that jumbo jack for free tomorrow. Dodgers 4, Padres 2 to the bottom of the 7th. Will Klein stays in. 9-1-2 coming up for the Padres. Tatis will bat second, and we're going to get a pinch hitter to open this inning. Will Wagner is in the on-deck circle. Pinch hitting for Adolfo Duran. Wagner came up a few weeks ago and is at an on-base above 400. Not a ton of power, but a tough at-bat. Good bat-to-ball guy, scrappy hitter. Parts of 3 seasons in the major leagues. Got there with the Blue Jays a couple years back. Traded to the Padres at the deadline last year. Now with him officially announced, here comes Mark Pryor to tell Will Klein all about it.
I think more than anything, you just got to go after Wagner. You can't give him any free passes at all. You turning the lineup over. Got the top Padres, Tatis, Taylor, and Merrill, and then Machado looming.
And I don't care how many home runs it says Fernando Tatis Jr. has this year. I don't want to face him as the tying run. Three for the record. Still electric player. Will Klein will set his sights here on the leadoff man Wagner. Single runs for the Padres in the 4th and in the 6th. Dodgers got 1 in the 3rd and 3 in the 5th in this Sunday rubber match. Here comes Klein. Fouled off. Directly off Chucky Robinson there. Was unfazed. Dodger catchers cursed lately. Reporting yesterday, Dave Roberts has sounded less and less optimistic about when Will Smith is going to come back. At first it was, yeah, not on the trip, hopefully when they get back home. But yesterday he said the hope is prior to the All-Star break. And the longer it goes, of course, the more time you're going to need to build back up.
Well, and here's the thing. If you've got the All-Star break, why a couple games prior? Get some more
in
time.
on him. Klein stabs it and gets Wagner.
Nice pitch by Will and nice play.
Yeah, and especially what we were talking about yesterday with a catcher, franchise catcher, playing the long game, and it's one of the benefits of having what is right now a 9-game lead. Make sure the guys are totally right.
I mean, when you hear hopefully before the All-Star break, that says
see you in late July.
See, yeah, right.
Tatis takes outside. Will's probably sitting at home right now doing the Kirk Gibson thing, game 1 of the '88 World Series, where he hears Vin Scully say Gibson's unavailable tonight. I'll show Vin. Base hit the other way for Tatis. And they do get the tying run up. Continues to find his way aboard. The on-base percentage right up around where it's been even in his best seasons. Waiting for that slug to follow. Samad Taylor is just thrilled that Emmett Sheehan's no longer in this game. Struck out all 3 times against him. First career 3 strikeout game. Shows bunt, takes a strike. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's up there trying to sacrifice. This is a big part of his game. In fact, as many at-bats as not, he'll at least square once. Whether he's thinking of bunting or not, he said he tries to get the defense moving, open up some holes.
Well, and it's also like you said, they've got to respect it. You know, Muncy playing in right at the grass over at third. Huge hole on the right side there.
3 bunt hits. 2 sacrifice bunts for Samad Taylor. 5'8", 160 pounds, but really fast. Grew up an Angels fan in Southern California, idolizing 5'8" Sean Figgins.
Played a little bit with the Dodgers.
Figgins, right at the end of his career. 2-2. Mostly speed and on base, but there is a little bit of pop for Taylor, who does have a home run here in his first month with the Padres. Klein's 2-2 pitch. Left-handed batting Jackson Merrill's on deck. Saw Tanner Scott getting ready. Another 2-2. Got him to chase. Strike 3. 4th strikeout of the day for Samad Taylor. And if the rest of the league's watched today, he's not going to see another strike for the rest of his life.
No, all 4 strikeouts swinging as well. And it's the breaking ball out of the zone just expands. Frustrating day for the young man.
Yeah, we're going to see Tanner Scott in the 7th inning right here. Lefty against Merrill, who will represent the tying run. Tanner Scott has taken over the closer's role with Edwin Diaz going on the injured list, and he has been an absolute monster on here earlier than usual. Since Diaz went down at the end of April, this is only the 2nd time that Scott's come in before the 8th inning, and pretty much all those games have been in the 9th inning as he's taken over the closer duty. So with the tying run coming up, Dave Roberts seeing the game right here and deploying Scott.
And I think it also, seeing the game, but these are the situations that Tanner Scott is going to be used for, even whether it's in the 9th inning or whatever. High leverage, game on the line. You're going to have to face, Merrill, Machado. Like this is what October is going to be all about. So, like I said, 162 game season. It's practice.
4-2 ball game, bottom 7, 2 away. Tatis at first. Here comes Scott to Merrill. On the corner, strike 1. He's got a ridiculous 40-3 strikeout to walk ratio. Last year, it was about 3-1. Just pinpoint.
Right. I mean, this might even be better than the version, and I know not cumulatively, but better than the version in San Diego.
Padres got him at the deadline 2 years ago. Dodgers had to watch that during the division series and down the stretch that year. No fun. Here's his 0-2. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Tanner Scott strikes out Jackson Merrill on 3 pitches.
You want to see what dominance looks like? Here it is. I mean, Merrill's just completely overmatched. Doesn't pull the trigger on 2 pitches that are called strikes and then swings at one that's in the dirt. Just had no chance from the get-go. He was probably beat the minute Tanner Scott walked out, which is a far cry from what things were like last year.
And no small thing when you have that back, when you have that reputation back, and there's a chance that the hitter's defeated before they even step in the box. Tommy Edman fouls off Wandy Peralta's first pitch.
I mean, it really is. Just watching that at bat again, couldn't pull the trigger on 2 pitches and then swings at one in the dirt.
Padres have a guy like that, of course, Mason Miller. He comes out there, you're like, oh boy. But even there's some stretches where he doesn't have the command and he can help you out. Scott just hadn't done that this year. There's Miller. We'll see how the Dodgers plan to get the last 6 outs of this game. You figure it's going to be Scott for the bottom of the 8th. Just 3 pitches in the 7th. Then the 9th. I don't know. 2-2 on Tommy Edman. Available. Kyle Hurt, Edgardo Enriquez, Brock Stewart, Jonathan Hernandez from the right side, Jack Dreyer from the left side. But they use Vesia already. Vesia, Klein, and Scott. Trying to gain some insurance, make that less of a big deal, those decisions for the 9th inning. Going to be tough, though, against Peralta, who has not given up a run in his 12 games this month. Strikes out Tommy Edman for the first out of the 8th. Peralta 344 his first 2 years with the Padres. This year he's got a 177. And now Tucker. 3 hits yesterday, 1 for 3 today.
All right, see if we can sneak in another hit here, a good at bat, and that would constitute building on last night.
It'll be the first time since April 3rd and 4th that he'd have back-to-back multi-hit games. Going to be Machado, Sheets, and Bogarts. 2 up for the Padres in the last of the 8th. Nobody warming in the Dodger bullpen. That's all Scott. Strike 3 call. Challenge from Tucker. Yeah, it looks like he's going to lose this, and the Dodgers will, in this tight game, be without any challenges for their pitchers.
Again, you just look at run expectancy. If you get the call to go your way, what does that do? It changes the count to 2-2, and you're at the bottom of the lineup, and all you're doing is prolonging the at-bat. If you win the challenge, you don't get to go down to first.
So you're talking about run expectancy as Rojas comes up here to pinch hit for Freeland. I'm not calculating that in my head as I step into the box. So how am I?
You know that going into an inning, you know that. Like, that's one of the things, just like how you know what the pitcher's going to do to you. You know what he's going to throw to you. So you can't, okay, before I go up this inning, all right, where are we in the game? Where are we with the scoreboard? What is the situation? Okay, I'm walking up to the plate. I got nobody on, 1 out. It's not that hard to do. Now, if you get emotional and you lose that, but it's got to be a part of your process, and maybe that we're not there yet.
Downstairs on Rojas. I
am not saying it's easy, because it's it's the easiest thing to do is sit up here and talk about how easy, not how easy, but to hit and what's coming and what to do. But when you're down on the field, yes, the game speeds up. But you can incorporate that into your process.
1, 2, 3, 8th here. When the game wraps up, the series wraps up. Stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers. John and Jerry and Nomar to recap the final game between the Dodgers and the Padres before the trip moves up to Sacramento. Rojas stays in after pinch hitting for Freeland. He's at second base. And Tanner Scott makes it 4 pitches and 4 strikes as he delivers strike 1 to Machado. Solo shot from Machado in the 4th. Team leading 15th this year. A bullet to left and down the line. That's his second extra base hit. Leadoff double for Machado. And just like that, the tying run comes up.
Tries to go back with the slider, and actually not a horrible pitch. Gets right on the edge, but Manny able to beat him to the spot.
Pinch hitter here instead of the left-handed batting sheets, Ty France, who got hit on the wrist the other day by that 99-mile-per-hour Roki Sasaki fastball, and so has been out of the starting lineup these last 2 days, but has been their hottest hitter lately. Last 7 games, 4 home runs and 10 driven in.
They got Roki hit that 3-run shot, and that was, I believe it was an 0-2 pitch. He was able to hit that 3-run home run, and that was a big blow at the time.
France, who's out of West Covina, was drafted by the Padres in the 34th round back in 2015. Got to the big leagues in San Diego, but then traded to the Mariners, where he became an all-star, and has bounced around with 4 different organizations before making his return to the Pods this year. Tying run at the plate in the 8th, ball 1. Here was on Friday night. Ouch. And then kept on playing, but aggravated it right there on that slide in. All the imaging clean. So just a lot of pain, but nothing broken. 1-0 from Tanner Scott. Swing and a miss on that high fastball. Hitter feeling good, feeling powerful, trying to make an impact swing right there. One and 2. Answer to the question how they're going to get the final few outs of this game. Edgardo Henriquez has started to warm. Two saves in his career.
Well, we talked about it. You know, the season is a year long of guys getting opportunities, see the situations that they can handle, what they can and can't do, and it allows the organization to make decisions come postseason.
Behind you.
That hit him on a 2-strike pitch. It just barely brushes Ty France, and the tying run is on with nobody out. Just brushes that elbow guard. Those are the hitters. So 4 Padres have now been hit. 6 total hit by pitches in this series. Bogarts, by the way, the first batter that Scott has hit this year.
Well, you can tell the Dodgers are trying to crowd the Padre hitters. I mean, throwing strikes on the inner part of the plate, depending lefty or righty. sets up that pitch, open up, but they have been crowding these San Diego hitters.
Scott home with a 1-1. Back inside, ball 2. Well, where things really potentially get sideways is if Scott is unable to find it here in the 8th. Ideally, he would go 1+, at the out to finish off the 7th, and he'd have a clean 9th for Henriquez. First 2 of reach, and a 2-1 to Bogaerts is inside for ball 3. Took a strike, full count. He struck him out. Back from 3-1 to get him for the first out of the 8th.
Went with the slider and just really kind of buried it down and in. And it wasn't a strike, but Bogaerts could not lay off. He knows it.
Padres now, even though they're out hitting the Dodgers, they're 1 for 12 with men on base and down 4-2. First and second, one away for Andujar. On the ground to third, Muncy. 5-4-3 double play. Out of the jam unscathed and on to the 9th. Back-to-back world champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Ford dealers. Discover the complete Ford lineup, rugged, stylish, and powerful trucks and SUVs engineered for your adventures. Tanner Scott out of it unscathed with a double play ball. So the Dodgers stay up 4-2 as Chucky Robinson lofts a pop fly into shallow left center field, and 1 pitch, 1 out for Wandy Peralta. Now for the 9th inning. Padres have 8-9-1 due up. They only have 1 player left on their bench, Jace Bowen. So Song, Fermin, and Tatis, the due-ups. See if the Dodgers can get some insurance. Have not scored since that 3-run 5th. Ohtani had a hand in that with a walk. He's also knocked in a run with a base hit.
And how about this? We're going to probably go the entire series and did not see Mason Miller.
Yeah. I guess if you're the Padres, you're looking and saying there's not been an obvious spot, so why force him into the game when you're going to face the Dodgers again next week? Not give him any more information than you have to.
But just the point, you know, you're playing 3 games, and your strength, your Superman did not get in 1 pitch of the series.
They try to shorten games any way they can.
Yeah.
Be aggressive with that bullpen.
That's why when people talk about, you know, is this guy up at the plate, Mr. Ohtani, is he more important as a pitcher or as a hitter? If he's hitting, you can't neutralize him, and you can't. If he's pitching now, obviously he's a starter. It's a little different, but as far as impacting how he's more valuable, it's this all day long. Not even close.
2-2 on Ohtani. Peralta comes home, and Ohtani grounds one up the middle for Bogaerts. Shuffles over to get it. 2 out. Padres, who's reached base 8 times this weekend. He got hit 3 times all year coming in today. He got hit 2 of his first 3 times up by Michael King.
And both times, well, I should say last time he was 0-2. It was a big point in the game. The other time he was at 2-2 and then lengthened the at bat, but still.
Challenge coming here from Freddie Fermin. Both left for the Padres. Successful. So 1-1. Well, if the story of today's game was told in the 5th inning, that story is Dodgers taking advantage of their chances and Michael King just losing his command right there. Dodgers had just 1 hit in the 3-run 5th, but 3 walks and a hit batter. Here's a towering blast. Center field got under it though. Merrill ends the inning. Fasten those seatbelts to the bottom of the 9th. Edgardo Enriquez looking for his first save of the year. So they deploy Scott earlier than usual. That means it's left up to Edgardo Enriquez to try and finish off the game. 1 save as a rookie, 1 save last year, looking for his first one here in his 3rd campaign.
Yeah, having a great month of June as well. Has only allowed 2 earned runs, and you have to go all the way back to June 11th when that happened. But since then, he's only given up 2 hits.
Sung Moon Song leads off. 2 walks today. 8-9-1 for the Padres. Padres have been one of the best teams late in games. Yeah, a lot of that is the bullpen, but the offense has also been at its best late in games this year. 6 walk-off wins. That's 3rd most in the majors. What had him, even with a relatively even run differential, way above 500 and in first place in mid-May, was they were winning all of these close games. That's evened out, though. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes Enriquez. Ball 2.
Not your fault. You're cold, Hernandez. You got no pitches.
Fermin is next. And then he starts to deal with some trouble.
Hernandez, can you hear me?
Fly ball center field. Andy Pages. 1 gone in the 9th.
But this is a great experience for Enriquez, right? You're in a huge environment. Fans, you're playing the Padres. It's, you know, you're getting the spotlight. You're out on the mound for what hope to be the last 3 outs. And this all, again, it goes into the experience that you take with you into October.
Fermin, first at bat of the day. Fouls off the first pitch. Easy 100 from Enriquez. Just turned 24, did Enriquez. Out of Cumana, Venezuela. His 0-1 offering. Fermin lays off, and the count evens a ball and a strike.
Hernandez, how's it feel to blow this game right now?
Venezuela stitched on the hats of all the players this weekend. After the earthquake and all the destruction, all the lives lost.
Everybody was fine.
2 balls and 1 strike on Fermin. Tatis on deck. Two and 2. Good luck hitting that.
Yeah, as a right-handed hitter, that sinker at 100 just bearing down in on your hands. You got to combat that with the slider as well.
Enriquez ready. Fermin hurries to do the same and takes ball 3. Padres won the first game Friday night handily, 7-1. Dodgers handily last night, 15-3. First tight and tense finish, 4-2. Bottom of the ninth, 3-2 to Fermin. He walked in, and Tatis comes up as the tying run. Game on base streak for Tatis. But a guy once hit 42 home runs to lead the National League has just 3. First one from Henriquez. Grounded up the middle to Mookie Betts. To the bag for 1. To first end the series. A double play reminiscent of Game 7 as Mookie Betts steps on the bag and a jump throw to first. The Dodgers take 2 of 3 from San Diego.
Dodgers defense showing its head again right there. You see it, Mookie Betts. He's thinking about maybe flipping it, and then he says, no, He's going to get there. I got it. And then the athletic move to avoid the runner. I mean, really appropriate. Good pitching this afternoon. Some timely hitting, Mookie Betts. And then, of course, the defense. We've seen it all year long. We continue to see it. Another Dodgers series. And then, of course, the defense. We've seen it all year long. We continue to see it. Another Dodgers series win.
And 5-1 on this road trip. One more city left. They head off to Sacramento to take on the A's, the first of 3 tomorrow night. Eric Karros, Houston Watson, and the rest of our crew. Joe Davis saying so long from San Diego. Stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers. Talk to you on Monday night from Sacramento.
Will go through a mini slump during the course of a really long season. How can Sheehan get things back on track today?
Well, I think he's talked about this in the past. Sometimes his mechanics get out of whack. Hopefully he's fixed that. That allows him to have command in the strike zone. Not just throw strikes, command in the strike zone. We always say this, strike one is vital, especially with that fastball command.
You know, it's really about consistency. That's what we have to see. We have to see consistency of his pitches on the corners of the plate.
All right, see if the Dodgers can get some consistency from their offense. 1 run Friday, 15 last night. Hopefully they save some runs today against the Padres ace. Shohei Ohtani leading things off for the Dodgers coming up after the break.